everybody. Let's talk about castor oil packs and why we use them. So, castor oil is almost like a miracle cure for so many different ailments, and on top of that, it's super easy to use, which makes it even better. So, let's discuss some of the benefits of castor oil and why I recommend it for the majority of my clients. I'm going to also talk about how we make our own castor oil packs and the steps to using them daily. So first, the castor oil benefits and why we really reach for this stuff, right? It's liver detoxification. It really helps promote detoxification in the fact that it helps your liver work better, right? So that it can detox your body more efficiently. When castor oil packs, which involve applying a cloth soaked in castor oil to the skin over the liver, right, are thought to enhance the body's ability to detoxify the body. I've noticed this in my own life. I've noticed it in other people's lives. The heat and oil stimulate the liver, improve its function and efficacy in processing toxins. So it helps your liver do its job better. It has lymphatic system support. It supports the immune system, which is a crucial player in detoxification of our body, right? So by improving lymphatic circulation, castor oil could ultimately help the liver then remove those toxins from the bloodstream more efficiently and effectively as well. It has anti-inflammatory properties. This can reduce liver inflammation, gut inflammation, inflammation anywhere in the body, right, when you apply these. The anti-inflammatory properties of the ricinoleic acid in castor oil can actually help reduce inflammation, and this has been shown in multiple studies. This can be particularly beneficial for conditions where inflammation is a significant concern. I see a lot of people who have a lot of gut health issues and liver issues, pancreatic issues, can help with the pancreas too, gallbladder issues, that these anti-inflammatory properties in castor oil have really helped to subside a lot of those issues, stop them altogether. It can improve blood flow. It improves blood flow to the liver, to wherever you're applying them. So I use these a lot with individuals that are having hormonal issues as well. We put them over the uterus and the ovaries, and that stimulates blood flow to warm up that area and bring the vital nutrients that our bodies really need for having proper periods and hormone balance and menstrual cycles to that area that really needs it. And so if you find yourself struggling with fertility issues, bad periods, PCOS, endometriosis, any kind of hormonal imbalance, horrible hot flashes, menopause from hell, then castor oil packs are something that I highly recommend for all of those clients because it can really, really help with improving the blood flow. And in turn, when we get more blood flow to an area, we get more nutrients to an area. And the number one cause of hormonal issues in the body of any kind is a nutritional deficit somewhere, right? So that can always help. So I love using it for that. It can help with fatty liver disease. Some practitioners have found that it helps reduce liver congestion and improves liver function. So it can really help with that as well. It really helps, again, regulate hormones, as I was saying. It helps your uterus be happier and healthier. Our uteruses need to be very moist and warm to function properly, so it helps that. It helps the ovaries, who also need to be warm and have lots of moisture and blood flow, right? But it can also help regulate our hormones and balance them out for us. And this is all hormones, not just the, female sex hormones. It's all the hormones in the body because it improves liver health and function. And when our liver is working properly, it actually processes out used up excess hormones in our body as it should, and then they get excreted through our stool typically, or through our sweat, or through our kidneys sometimes, and out in our urine. And so when that's not working as well as it should, then we can get hormonal imbalances of all the hormones because the liver is the spot that is supposed to help us regulate them the most by keeping that balance in check. It's also been found to help reduce PMS symptoms, cramping, heavy periods, and more, and that's been from studies and also just from my personal experience for myself, my children, and clients who have been using it for that, who have said, I've started using this and my cramps have disappeared. I don't even know what happened to them. Nothing else has changed but this, and I feel great. Heavy periods have been reduced, everything. Because it helps by adding moisture and heat and blood flow to an area that many times for many people with uteruses and ovaries is dealing with cold, damp, dryness, and not damp in a good way, right? Damp in a way that it's hanging on to moisture that it shouldn't. It's not able to clear it out properly. So we want it to be moist but not overly saturated. Does that make sense? It improves blood flow to pretty much anywhere it's been applied to, and it can help restore your microbiome, which, if anybody knows anything about gut health, the most important thing is having a variety of microbes and bacteria in the gut that are at a right balance to do all the things they're supposed to do. One of those is eating up excess estrogen. There is a specific bacteria that eats up excess estrogen and uses it to produce other things. And so if you don't have a good variety, that one might be missing, and then you're going to have estrogen dominant disorders going on. There's another one that helps you produce serotonin. And if you don't have enough of those, you don't get enough serotonin, you don't have enough of the happiness, hormone, and you get depression, and anxiety can really come from that. So that really helps with that. There's other ones that are necessary for helping our body just produce other hormones as well. So we definitely need those. Dopamine is also produced in the gut. Most of it is. And again, if you don't have the right balance of microbes and bacteria, we don't produce enough dopamine, and this can lead to feeling excessively sleepy. This can lead to not having any motivation to do anything, our brains feeling like they're brain fogged all the time, and just having a lot of those like forgetfulness symptoms. ADHD is actually a low dopamine condition, and it produces all of those symptoms that can make it so hard to live with because your body's not producing and using appropriately the amounts of dopamine you are making when you have ADHD. And the gut is responsible for that. So one of the best things we can do to help our gut is restore that microbiome. You can do this with castor oil. It really, really helps with that. You can do it with probiotics and prebiotics as well as fermented foods and drinks. So the more variety in your microbiome, the better for your overall health and your immune health. The gut is actually responsible for producing 90% of the serotonin you need, as well as being responsible for over half of the immune system and how it functions in your body. So these are just some of the benefits. They are amazing. This oil is really like the one-size-fits-all miracle, at least in my opinion. So just one word of warning before we head out of this is castor oil should never be ingested. It is made from the Ricinus communis plant, which we have developed the poison ricin from, and it is a very fatal poison. It literally takes one little teeny drop to kill somebody. So as such, castor oil is very poisonous to the body, and when ingested, it creates violent reactions as the body attempts to get rid of it and not allow it to be absorbed. So this is topical use only, okay? And I know you've probably heard, well, my great-grandmother drank castor oil anytime she was constipated, and then she wasn't anymore. She wasn't anymore because her body was violently reacting with over-the-top amounts of diarrhea to get rid of a poison. So please, old wives' tales about taking castor oil to induce labor and stuff, please don't do that. You can harm yourself and you can harm the fetus if you do that. Let's let nature take its course and do what it's supposed to do. It knows best, but topical use only, okay? So let's move on to making your own castor oil packs. To make them, you want to buy flannel or fleece cloth to create your own castor oil packs. You're going to cut them into little rectangles. I do like 10 inches by like 6 inches or so. I had one to show you, and I think it got stuck somewhere else, but it's about this size. See the size of my pen case? Just about that size. It's not very big. Here's my hand for reference. It's not much bigger than my hand, right? So you take the flannel, take the fleece, and you cut them into that shape. I've used Tupperware containers, I've used old baby wipes containers, but you just get a container that's either the same size or a little bit bigger than the size of your cloth. Put them inside that container, take the oil, and pour it over top. You don't need much. They don't need to be like dripping wet, but they do need to be saturated. So you're going to soak them in that, and you're going to keep them stored somewhere. So how you use them is you pull one of those out, you place it over the liver area, which is right underneath your right boob, right just below where the rib cage ends. For if you're doing a liver one, if you're doing an abdomen or pelvis one, for your uterus, it's going to be down right just above your symphysis pubis, which is right where like the top of your vulva starts, and right between your belly button. So between those two places, you can put it there. If you want to do more of like the left ovary, it's going to go more like over to this side, or the right ovary is going to be more over here. So you can do it over top of those. If you want to do just general like gut health, right over top your belly button is good. So that's where you're going to place them. You're going to cover it with plastic wrap if you would like. and place a heating pad or a hot water bottle over the cloth. And you're going to lay there and enjoy having 30 to 60 minutes to yourself of uninterrupted time of doing nothing but laying and resting while you let it do its thing. Then you remove it, wipe the excess oil off, take that flannel cloth that you just used, put it at the bottom of your container, and do it again later. I recommend at least twice a day until symptoms resolve, and then as needed from then on. They are really good to use as needed for, like, if you have a lot of like heavy periods or period cramps, you can start using like a week before and do it then, and then just stop until, it comes next month. So they're definitely really good to use for multiple different things. Castor oil is amazing. I love it. I use it myself. I've used it on my kids. I use it on my poor husband, who is a saint for putting up with all the stuff that I make him try as I'm making new products and trying things out. And they work really wonderful for so many of my clients. I used them for one to help with her gallbladder issues that she was having, and she ended up having gallbladder issues fixed, liver issues that she didn't know she had fixed, pancreas issues that she was dealing with that were undiagnosed at that point in time when she started fixed, and she stopped having period cramps. So it was like a win-win-win-win all the way around for everybody. So I highly recommend them. I use them all the time. This is just a brief intro on how to do it and how long to do it for, where to find it. And if you need any more questions or assistance with them, just please reach out. Love and light.